Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be, I think, my first story time. This one is on plastic surgery. Before I start the video, I just want to tell everyone that just because I got plastic surgery doesn't mean that you have to get plastic surgery. Whatever I'm saying, if you're feeling that way, you don't have to turn to plastic surgery. If you're against plastic surgery, you could go ahead and exit this video. Make your own decisions. Don't ever compare yourself to anyone else, ever. So this is my nose job story. Before I get started, you should click that subscribe button because every single week, look out for a video every single week. Hey. I'm gonna open my notes tab because I have so much to say. I'm trying to remember because this was a while back. By the way, if you're digging this look right here, go ahead and click on my last review. And I'm sorry if you can't take me seriously with pink eyeshadow, I apologize. How do I even start this? When I was in high school, I gained like 40 pounds. Like when they say freshman 15, it was like freshman 30 for me, okay? After freshman year, I literally lost 40 pounds like mid sophomore year, and I noticed my nose was like drooping. I'm a really confident person and I love myself, but one thing that really bothered me for so many years was my nose. When I would take pictures, I would be like, oh my god, can you retake it? My nose looks so ugly. When people would stare at me, I'm like, oh my god, are they looking at my nose? Just like stuff like that. I was super insecure about it. I still thought I was hot shit. Now let's get that straight. I was insecure about my nose, but I still thought I looked great. In pictures, it would piss me off, and like when people would look at me, I would be like, are they looking at my nose? But I still thought I was a very beautiful woman. So backtrack, I lost the 40 pounds and I noticed my nose was literally going into my mouth, like if that makes sense. I had a bump right here and my cartilage literally was drooping down from all that weight I lost. So in high school, I was like, really, oh my god, I hate my nose. Like, I can't wait to get it done. My parents were super open to it. They thought if that's something you're insecure about, you're gonna live with that for the rest of your life. So if you want to take care of that and make yourself feel better or make yourself feel more confident, go ahead and do it. So I was looking into what kind of nose I wanted. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew exactly who I wanted to go to. So when I went to the consultation, it was in 2015. So I just graduated from high school, 17 years old, 18 years old, and I went to my consultation. I loved my surgeon. She was like a diva. In like a good way. She knew exactly what she was talking about and I told her exactly what I wanted. After the consultation, I was like, I feel really good. Like, I really want to go to this woman. So we decided on a date, and I'm making this video because my baby just turned 3 years old. Happy birthday to you. So we picked out a day, and she was doing it at a surgical center. So I wanted to be the first surgery she did. So when she woke up, she was fresh and like ready to go into surgery, and I wanted myself to be the first person that she gets her hands on. So pre-op, I was prescribed a drug. I don't know what medication it was called, but it was for basically bruising. It helped your body not bruise, if that makes sense. So I drank it for a week before my operation, and it really helped because I had literally 0 bruises, and I'll get into that a little bit later. I heard from everyone like drink pineapple juice, eat like puddings and yogurts. So I got ready. I got my jello, I got my pineapple juice, I got my pudding, I got everything basically easy to eat because you can't like open your mouth, you know what I mean? You can't chew. You have to be super delicate and take really good care of your nose. And that's another thing that I'm gonna go into is the aftercare of your nose. You have to be like, this is such a critical step. You guys, I was so careful of everything that I did, and I'm very happy that I was like that because my nose came out perfect. The price of my nose was $7,500 at the time. Right now, I hear they're like no less than 10. So your girl got it a couple thousand cheaper. So she gave me like a list of things to do before you come into the surgery. So one thing was like, you can't eat or drink 12 hours before the surgery. My surgery was at 7 a.m. She told me to, what else? Oh, I couldn't like chew gum when I woke up. I couldn't drink anything when I wake up. I couldn't eat anything when I wake up. Basically, you couldn't do anything for like 12 hours before your surgery, okay? And I remember this morning like it was yesterday. I literally woke up, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, this is the last time I'm gonna look in the mirror and I'm gonna look like this, which is literally one of the scariest feelings ever. But it's also like, damn, I'm doing it, like I'm getting it done, I'm excited. I would literally stand by the mirror and like go like this with my nose and like form my nose in the way I wanted it to look, and it literally looks like that now. So I get up, my boyfriend, which is my fiance now, but my boyfriend at the time, picked me up with my mother and he drove us to the surgical center. And it was like 6:30 or something and I was there, and then they're like, all right, come in. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm really doing this. I'm in the waiting room, like now they're pulling me in. So I walk in, the nurse basically, I think she told me to pee in a cup, I think. Oh, I just remembered. I also had to take a blood test before my surgery. I had to do like a couple of tests before they actually could like do surgery on me. So that's another thing. Now I'm like remembering, you guys. This was so long ago, I swear. So I go in, she gives me like this little gown to wear and like a hairnet and these things to put on your feet. And then she gave me like a key to my locker. So I put all of my stuff in that locker. I go and they tell me to lay on this like bed and I'm laying on it. And the anesthesiologist comes. He was so sweet. He was such a nice guy. He came, he was like, you're getting your surgery done. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna inject you with anesthesia, and then in a couple minutes you're gonna feel super sleepy, and then you're gonna wake up and you're gonna have a new nose. And I'm like, great. Then my surgeon walks in and I'm like telling her, because I want to make sure, because I'm the pickiest person ever. I want to make sure that my nose wasn't up in the air. It wasn't indented. I was like, doctor, don't forget, I want my nose. Jesus Christ. I'm like, doctor, don't forget, I want my nose like this. And she's like, I got it. And I'm like, okay. And then they start rolling me in to this room. And by the way, I am blind, so they had me take my contacts out because you have to take your contacts out. I don't know why, but you do. So I could barely see anything, okay? They're rolling me in. Okay, I'm on this bed and I go into this room that is bright as hell, okay? Like bright, lights everywhere. And then I see a bunch of silver tools, like a bunch of surgical tools. I was laying down and then I kind of like looked up and I like looked and I was like, what the f? And then I laid back down and I was knocked out. You guys, it is the coolest feeling ever, but like weird. It's the last thing I see, the tools and like a bright ass light. I'm knocked out, and then the next second, literally, it feels like that. You go to sleep and then you wake up. I literally open my eyes. My mom is crying over me and like the nurse is next to her. And I literally just like start shaking because it was so cold. And I guess like that's a reaction after the anesthesia. I was like shivering, shaking. And then I'm like, Mom, why are you crying? And she's like, I saw blood. And I'm like, really? When the nurse was showing her how to clean my nose, she like saw blood and she started crying. I'm like, it's okay, Mom. I just got out of surgery. You're gonna see blood. And then they slowly like helped me dress back up, like whatever was in my locker. So I laid there for like 20 minutes and then they got me in a wheelchair. They wheeled me out and I was done. Like, it was crazy. I walk in 1 second with something I don't like and then I walk out without it. Like, just like 1 second. It was the craziest thing ever. And then they get me in the car, literally like dancing. And my boyfriend's like, damn, anesthesia couldn't even take this girl out. And then we get to my house, and one thing that they told me is you have to sleep 1 week sitting up. What does that mean? That means you're gonna sit on your couch. Why am I hitting everything? That means you're gonna sit on your couch, like you're sitting up, put your legs out, and like literally sleep like this. Put a couple, like 2 pillows behind you and sleep like that. So I get home, my mom like had the whole couch ready. And by the way, a couple tips. If you're thinking of getting your nose done, make sure you know who you're going to. Do your research. Number 1, do your research. Number 2, go to Trader Joe's and buy their pineapple juice, not the big carton one. It's like a box and it comes with 4 cans of 100% pineapple juice, like all natural, whatever. It is so delicious, 1, and 2, it helped a lot. That's literally all I drink, pineapple juice. And I also had a lot of pudding. My diet for 7 days was pineapple juice, pudding, and Go-Gurts, nothing else. And what that means is I lost literally like 12 pounds. I was like, what the hell? Whenever it was time for me to wear actual clothes, I was like, why is everything so big on me? Well, ding dong, you were eating pudding for a week and that's it. Anywho, backtrack. I'm laying on my couch, my friends come, my family comes, they're like visiting me, and I have a cast on my nose and tampons inserted in my nostrils. Yes, tampons. By the way, you're breathing through your mouth. You can't breathe through your nose. It's like stuffed, basically. So the next day I go to my doctor and they take the tampons out and then they like start suctioning your nose, and then you just have to keep your cast on your nose. I'm gonna insert some pictures. So maybe one here of me without a nose job, and then here with a nose job, and then you guys can see me now. It's all healed 3 years later. When I woke up, I was super swollen. Like that whole week, I didn't bruise. I got like little yellow spots, like very small, but I didn't bruise at all. I didn't have any bloodshot eyes. I had 0 pain, you guys. 0. First day, she prescribed me medicine, obviously. I got home and I had to take one, but I had no pain. I took one, and then that night I was like, I don't need to take anything else because I literally don't have any pain. But I don't recommend this to everyone. I have a very high pain tolerance, so I was like, I want to see how it really feels. So I didn't take medicine. I didn't feel anything, like literally negative. No pain whatsoever. It was great. The recovery phase was like my favorite thing ever. I wish I could do it again. I was literally laying down being pampered, drinking pineapple juice and eating pudding. Like, can we ask for more? So the only thing was I had to breathe out of my mouth. Sleeping got a little bit uncomfortable, but like you get used to it. You couldn't do anything crazy like bend down and get things or chew like crazy. I know people that ate actual food and I was like, oh my god, how'd you do that? I could like barely brush my teeth. I would put the toothbrush and like brush it in a very awkward way. And then 1 week later, I got my cast off. Now that is a very interesting story. When I went in, everyone was looking beautiful. There were girls that had their noses already done. There were some that had their cast on. There were some that wanted to come in for a consultation. So you like saw a nice variety. I go in, it's time to take the cast off. Dun dun dun. She gets like this tool and like kind of like pushes the cast off your nose. She takes it off and it felt like 10 pounds off of my face, even though the cast wasn't heavy at all. It just felt like you could actually breathe and there was air. She takes it off and she's like, oh my god, I knew it. I knew I could do that cartilage. No one can do it like me. It looks so good. And I'm like, oh my god, give me the mirror. So when I pick up the mirror and I look at myself, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Scariest moment of my life. I look at myself in the mirror and I can't recognize myself. I'm like, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I don't like it, but it's still really swollen. Whatever, I'm gonna give it time. While I was like looking at myself in the mirror, this is another question I get all the time. I bet she injected her lips. Her lips are so injected. You guys, I've never ever gotten any injections. Now that I have my nose done, my lips are very noticeable now, because before my nose was literally in my mouth so you couldn't see it, and now that my mouth is free, you can see my lips. No, my lips are not done. These are my natural lips. I have a natural pout. I have natural big lips. And my surgeon was like, oh, I thought your lips were done. So during surgery, one of the nurses was like, wow, she has really nice lips. And we started like feeling your lips to see if there was any fillers in there. And I'm like, oh my God, what else did you guys do to me? That's another scary thing. You have no idea what they're doing to you and you're like knocked out. They were feeling my lips, like doing all this shit, like, okay, like, all right, tell me that a week later, like, okay, great. But no, rumors aside, my lips are real. I get this question so many times. Who do you go to for your lips? My mom and dad. I went into the car and I'm gonna insert the picture right here of when I first got my cast off. I was not recognizing myself whatsoever. So she gave me a couple of rules that I had to do post-op. Number 1, you cannot wear sunglasses for like a year. She said a year, I made it like 2 just because I wanted it to come out perfect. Number 2, you can't go underwater or swim under pressure for I think a year, which is great. Didn't get my hair wet for one summer, no biggie. Another thing, whenever I got my nose done and I had to laugh, number 1 thing to do, you can't laugh like this. Your nose is gonna like deform. Hold the cheeks. That's what I did for like 6 months. That's another thing. And then the last thing was a massaging technique that I literally show everyone who has gotten a nose job just recently or is thinking of getting a nose job. This is the best massage to do to make sure that your nose stays soft and heals faster. This is what you do. You get your 2 hands and you just push your nose. I'm not gonna do it too hard because like I don't want to mess up my contour, but you just push your nose up, up. Don't go down. Push it up, push it up, push it up, massage it, massage it, massage it. Just make sure you're going up and then go like this, squish your tip. Yeah, that's the massage. Oh, another thing, Q-tips are gonna be your freaking best friend ever. That's how I clean my nose. So every morning I would go and then Q-tip, Q-tip, voila. And the stitches like dissolved. A month, I think maybe 2 months, I slept with my cast on. So I would like tape it on my nose and I would sleep with it and be very careful. Like you don't want to hit your nose, you don't want to bump into things. Like you just have to be very careful. I know a lot of people that didn't go by any of these rules and like they're like, my nose is fine. But me personally, this is my story. This is what I did. If you guys want to take real good care of your nose, then follow my steps. Oh my God. The next day after I took my cast off, I had a Christmas party to go to and I looked like a freaking chipmunk. Legit. My nose was this fat. My dad like told my mom this, I now know, but he was like, damn, I hope she didn't like mess up her nose. Like it's looking kind of weird. Like, but then obviously when my surgeon was like, oh my God, I know the best. Now I know exactly why she was saying that, because now I know how my nose looks. And after all of that swelling, when someone gets their nose job and they're swollen, I'm like, oh my God, your nose is gonna look so good. And they're like, really? But it's so fat right now. I'm like, I could already see how it's gonna look just because I went through that experience and I know how it's gonna look because the swelling goes down a lot. I would say the first 3 months, the swelling went down a lot, but the whole process, I would say, took a year. So for a year, your nose is literally just getting less swell, less swell, less swell. And then another thing, your tip is the last thing to go down. So it starts here, it starts getting less swollen, and then this is like the last thing to, you know, not swell up. I hope this video like was a good story time. I know it's all over the place. This is my first story time and I'm like squirrel. Like I literally go freaking zigzag motions. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. But yeah, now I'm loving my nose. No breathing issues. Oh my God. One more thing. Literally a year after my nose, I woke up and I'm like, what's this pressure? Like I woke up with like a lot of pressure in my nose. And you know how every morning I told you guys I like clean my nose? So I was like, and I could feel that there was something there. And I like put in a lot of pressure and like this thing fell out. I literally gave birth to excess tissue. I took a video. It's very graphic. I think it's way too gross if I post it, but it was literally like a ball, and it was like red and meat, and there was mucus on it. I didn't know what the hell it was. I showed my surgeon. I was like, what is this? She's like, yeah, that happens. Like after you have a surgery, the excess tissue, like whatever. I don't even know what it was, but it looked like an alien. I was like, oh my God, I just gave birth to that through my nose. It was astonishing. I still have the video on my phone and I watch it just because it's very satisfying to watch. But yeah, that's my little, it's a pretty long nose job story. Again, if it's an insecurity of yours, do your research, girl. Don't do a nose job because like you don't like it and you'll just go to like the cheapest doctor, because I'm telling you, this is your face. Like you can't even hide it. It's your face. If you really want to do something, wait for it. Go to the right person, you know, do the right experience at the right time. Don't rush. It's not something to rush. It's literally your face. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with all my latest videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.